Hello and welcome to Artists Soar. This is a podcast for artists by 3 artists. We discuss all aspects of being artists, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The goal of each podcast is to provide solutions so artists can focus on their creativity and soar above. I'm Rachel Harshenko.
Jules McCullough.
Stephanie Weaver.
Okay.
All right.
You're
Now
number
we're recording
10 now?
finally.
I don't know.
All right. What is this? 95.
Yes.
Goals. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. We are talking about our goals for this year, 2024. People, we are in a new year.
The year of 8, the year of abundance, the year of the dragon.
Oh, look at you.
Roar.
Roar.
So what is everybody working on? Anything? Everything?
Because we should have goals, right?
Yeah.
We should be working on stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, I'm trying to use my laser to cut some stuff out, to get some little things up at the mill. Little trinkets and refresh my spot since it hasn't changed in 7 months. So, you have to go listen to that episode to find out why.
That's a good idea. Ugh. Okay,
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, I need to. My wall has looked the same since I was absent.
But you got good stuff down there.
Yeah, I
it's
do.
It's not like you don't. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got good
I
stuff.
do. And some of it's been selling, but I need to focus on some of that, so I'm working on that.
That's good. I don't know what I'm
Oh, okay. So-
I gotta think. I mean, I've been working on, and it's one of my goals is to work on some of the SEO of rachelbellart.com, my Shopify account.
Search engine optimization.
Yes.
Yep.
So going back and doing some of that.
Yeah. Let's see, what am I working on? I am working on finishing a commission. So I just finished one. I need to send them the email to get verification that they agree that it's close to completion before I add on the final whiskers and the final details. And then I've got another commission I want to finish. Both of those I want done this month because I'm trying. One of my goals and intentions for the year is to have 1 to 2 pet portraits per month because I really enjoy it. And I don't want to overdo the number of commissions per month because I want to paint my own things too.
Right.
But
But you enjoy it.
I really do. I love it. I love painting somebody else's pet. And because it brings them a lot of joy and I get the satisfaction of painting it and watching it go out the door.
Right.
You bring you bring the personality to the pet too.
Yeah.
Like you really do, bring
Yeah.
it, put
Yes.
it on canvas for
I
'em.
love it. I
Definitely.
absolutely love it. And the funny thing is when we were listening to, I do the show notes for these podcasts, and I was listening to the 2023 best of. I'm redoing that one. I was listening to some of the things I was talking about. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I forgot I was going to do that.
Yeah.
But this commission I'm working on now, the cat's like laying, and it's got its little toe beans showing, and it's so cute.
cute.
I'm like, how cute would that be in a cloud? And
Yeah.
I'm like, how can I play that up? So I'm going to do that in addition to, which I got to show you guys that drawing so you can pick it apart because it's missing something. Yeah,
we'll
I'll show
look
it to you
at
guys
it. Yeah,
after.
we'll look at it.
Okay. But anyway, to take a real picture and convert it into a story that's relatable. So I'm going to do that with this commission. And I've got, like I said, I got it drawn out, but it needs something.
Okay.
It needs something. And I just haven't come up with what it needs yet. So I'll get your guys' opinion.
Okay.
Yay!
So, goals and plans for 2024. I know you've written them out.
Yeah.
You've written them out, and you've written them out. I haven't written them out.
I've written them out for you.
Yeah, Stephanie wrote them down for me. So that means I actually have to do it. But what are some of your goals?
Well,
Or what do you want to focus on?
my focus is consistency because with all that went on last year, I fell off the wagon of consistency for good reason.
Yeah, not surprising. No,
And so I'm
fine.
just trying to get back to being consistent and focusing on my business and my art and putting it out there and growing my audience right now. That's really, I mean, I have other things that are related to that, but I'm kind of looking at more of an intention or a focus or, I mean, obviously it's a goal, but that's my intention right now, is just to stay consistent and just truly use baby steps to getting, one thing at a time, make it work, get in a rhythm and a pattern. I'm finding that I work much better. Obviously we all know people are more productive when they actually have a process in place, which I know that to be true, but I'm also much better if I have a very stringent kind of routine. This is step A, B, C, D, E, and
structure.
And yeah, structure. That's the word I'm looking for. And so I'm trying to get to the point where there's a true structure to it so that I can work quicker and I can bring in other things to work with it.
So what are you doing to, like, what steps are you taking to be consistent? And
So right now, since my freelance work is slow at the moment, and it's probably going to pick up in about a week or two, I'm trying to get, when I create the art down, I'm trying to get things scheduled for Instagram and learn my process of making reels and just kind of really refining how I create my art as well. I've found that I either watercolor in traditional form or I'm watercoloring in Photoshop, and then how can I make the process pretty much the same no matter which one I choose to work in, and go from there. Because before I had two very separate processes and I didn't have a set of brushes that I was really in love with in Procreate and just went to every single time. And I think I've kind of found what that rhythm is as of this week. And now, okay, so now how do things look a little bit different, or how do I make them funnel into the same process to getting the final pieces created, uploaded for Instagram, uploaded for my website or my licensing portfolio, whichever one I'm going to put them in. And then I also went through and cleaned up my art folders last week. And
that's a lot of work.
Right.
Oh, I know. And I found all sorts of things that I started, never finished. So I kind of renamed the way that I had, I was filing stuff, and I put it into licensing categories instead of, God, how did I even have it? I guess I just had in one artwork folder, each one of the each one of the projects as a project. And now if I'm doing insects, I go to the insect folder and I can find all my insect work. If I'm doing holidays, I go to the holiday folder and I find all my holiday work. And then I took some of my old work and put it on a drive because my drive was getting full. But I did find some projects of stuff that I would like to finish. And so I put that into a folder of to finish. So it's not just in these different folders and I forget about it. If I'm like, I don't know what I want to work on, or I'm having a blank canvas moment, I can just go to that to finish and pick something out of there to finish, because there's about half a dozen in there.
Nice.
Or more. So
That's smart.
So those are the things I've been doing to kind of get into that consistency rhythm.
I think it was it last week or the week before, you were asking me what do I use for reels?
Yes.
What did you end up going with?
So I haven't really ended up going with anything, but as I was discovering this whole PLR thing.
Yeah, so
PLR is
private label
rights.
Yeah.
I think. Anyways, I was on Etsy and this was just this morning, so I haven't looked into that much, but I found a bunch of reels that they've already created in Canva that are unique, and you can just rebrand them to your colors. And I really liked what they had.
Really?
Yeah, and
Oh,
and
that's
they were
smart,
and they had some
right?
really good ideas in them, like snippets of my office. Well, I can change it to snippets of my studio, and it's got like
Right.
little. So one thing I was gonna do was go take close-up pictures of.
Stephanie's taking notes.
Yeah, maybe I can pull it up on Etsy and tell y'all. But
Pulling it up on our computer so we can look at it while we're talking about it.
but I put in PLR Reels.
Oops.
Well, I put in PLR or something else, but I think I did. But if you put PLR Reels, it should come up.
Okay.
There you go.
And so the one that I purchased is from,
There's one from Canva right there.
yeah,
Oh wow,
it's
those look
from,
nice. There's a bunch of them on there,
They're
people.
cheap.
yeah, the Creator Babes is who I bought mine from.
Well, there's one on here like it's 103, but then there's also 90.
Oh my God,
$4 and
Yeah, I mean, this was like $10. It was so inexpensive, and it had, it was in such a way that I could completely
there it is.
make it match my brand. Yeah, that's it. Faceless Content Library right there.
This one?
Yep,
Uh-huh.
that's the one I bought for $10.
Why do we make more work for ourselves?
Exactly.
People,
I
look
was
at
I
this.
was
This is
completely
perfect.
looking for something totally different, okay?
Uh-huh.
And I came across this, so I was like, "Oh, I could totally do this.
Oh my
This would
God.
make my life a little bit easier." And then I was looking at it. I'm pulling up my Canva. My phone's a little slow for some reason.
And it works with Canva, but there's others on here, Instagram Reels. I didn't even know this existed.
I
Julie.
didn't
This
either,
is
guys.
great
I did
stuff.
not either.
So I've used PLR for other things.
You're
Yeah, I
right,
have
but I
too.
never thought
Yeah.
about this. But yeah, under the stories, it was like reminder: be gentle with yourself, live for the small moments, feel joy. But there was one room tour. That's what it was called, and it had 4 pictures of your room. It had a to-do
nice,
list. It just had some in it. It's very boho, which even though my colors are not boho that I typically use, they're bright and colorful, but my style is more boho. I'm like more natural life boho.
Boho.
You are, I don't know.
Bohemian.
I don't know, girl. You're like bougie bohemian then, if
you
anything.
got
That's why I
Yeah.
said, yeah, that's why I said I'm more like the natural life. Natural life is considered bohemian, and I'm more colorful.
What
You're
the hell
bougie.
Am I? What am I?
You're bougie.
I am not
And-
bougie.
Well,
You're bougie.
I am not I am so low maintenance. It's not even funny.
You
no,
are
I won't,
low
I
maintenance.
won't camp. I won't go out in a camper.
No,
or a tent
I just
or
say it
anything
like-
that. But
no, but deep down, you're bougie. Okay? I'm just saying. You have like a specific, you like specific brands, you like specific clothing. That's a little bougie.
Yeah.
But I like bohemian.
There's boho categories then that I need to Google.
Yes.
I have no idea. I just made this all up.
Okey-doke.
But natural life is boho. Like it's known to be bohemian.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's very colorful. Natural life is very colorful.
Okay.
Okay. Look at us. We're discovering something new. Like
Sorry.
live as we're recording.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be scrolling through Etsy.
Okay.
Okay.
But yes, so before I realized my daughter came in and said the refrigerator wasn't working, that's what I was sucked into was this, but I did buy the one for
Okay,
$10.
but that is really
But that is a
smart.
time saver,
Yeah,
and it will
time
help
saver.
me because it had story templates, and again, I'm not going to use them exactly like the colors don't match who I am.
Right,
I'm so bright and colorful. Now the imagery is the type of imagery I like. Even though it's not bright and colorful, but I can change the colors around it. Like, you know,
yeah, you can
why
make
am
it
I going to
bright.
make this harder than it has to be? If somebody's already created it for me, when that's not my focus is my art and
Yeah.
showing my art. Oh, it's even called boho aesthetic. That's so funny.
It is.
I didn't even realize that. But anyways, so I went down this rabbit hole this morning.
Okay, they got a master MRR.
That's where you can resell it as is as well.
Look at that.
So that's nice. People, yeah, your work.
So that's I'm trying to figure because
Saving you
Stephanie's
some
right.
time.
Yeah, I asked her last week. I'm like, how are you creating your reels? This
And I
is
was
so
doing it all
difficult.
through Canva, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Canva's got a whole system.
But it was
there,
just so
too.
difficult. So the thing I did try Canva and it wasn't working well for me because I could bring in my other videos, but I couldn't crop those videos. Like, I couldn't get them to be 5 seconds of that video. So I had to take it out anyway. So what I did is I created the template in Canva with my videos and everything in it, and then I brought it into Adobe Rush and cut it where I wanted it cut. It was just
that was a lot of
I
one.
can show you how to cut the video in Canva.
I couldn't figure it out for the life of me.
Oh, we'll
See?
show you how.
Yeah,
we'll show you how.
Yeah. It's like you click on the video itself that you put into the Canva section. You click on the video, and then the upper left there's those little scissor looking things.
Okay.
You click on the scissor, and then there's a bar that appears up at the top that has the expanding.
Where it is.
Each of the
and
frames.
then cut it,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't figure it out. So, anyways, I made it really difficult, and that's my problem with
I've
Reels.
done it that way too until I found the scissors. Yeah, it took me a minute.
I just, Anyways, so for all you listeners out there, if you go on to Etsy,
Yeah.
there's this thing called Faceless Content Library that you can Google or search and find all sorts of reels. To put the word reels in, I hadn't gotten that far, but yeah.
That is awesome. Oh, they even faceless. Okay.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. I had no idea.
Thanks for this rabbit hole. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
you're
so
welcome
good.
for the rabbit hole.
Yay, that
Yeah.
was fun.
So I don't even know
really
where the
good.
question started at, but
I'm so gonna be
I hope
looking at
y'all-
this tonight.
I hope all you listeners really feel like you're sitting around the table with our ADHD brains going on.
I mean, you had to because we are definitely over there on it.
Oh gosh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, rabbit holes, squirrels, we got it.
So being consistent with your Instagram, that's what you're working on then.
Right.
Pull in more content.
And then, you would ask like what I was doing
what
to,
did you pick on it? Yeah.
right? How have I gotten?
What are you doing? So you're just doing strictly Canva
For
then,
Reels?
for your reels.
Yeah. So what I love about my iPhone now and my iPad and Canva. Canva, if you use it on your iPad, it'll pull in the videos and camera library from your phone or your iPhone
That's
or
nice.
iPad.
Mhm.
And so I'm able to then take things, cut it down, use my little pencil, and it's just so much easier than
Yeah,
it
I
is
never
on a
thought
computer.
about that.
Yeah,
than doing it on the
that's
computer.
nice too.
Yeah, so that's how I'm doing mine, and I don't do them like as frequently as I probably should, just because it takes so long.
It
really
takes a
does.
long time to
It
do
does.
Yeah.
It takes a really long time, and
Unless
And-
you just do
Like
a quickie of yourself.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, that just do that and pop it up.
Well,
I
which
showed you
is-
the little bee one that I did.
Yes, that was
That was
adorable.
funny.
That took me about 2 hours.
The bee one took you 2 hours?
Yeah, because and there's this neat little feature within Canva as well. When you find the videos, like I found a video of that little animated bee. You can click the remove background in the video now,
Oh, no, that's
and
nice.
so it just
Oh.
had that little bee buzzing around. And
Okay, that's
yeah,
nice.
it's cute. I mean, yeah, I think probably a lot of it is discovery too. With my stuff. So.
Well, and it's just, it needs to be quick and easy, but I also don't like the fact that on Instagram, I swear you used to be able to say, put the reel only on the Reels tab. Don't put it in my feed.
Oh, yeah,
And I can't find, I've Googled it, I cannot find that you can do that anymore. So now I have to rethink my Reels, because what I was doing was my
Are the
9
reels
images.
the reels are showing up in your post?
You can't choose which one to put it in.
No, when did
Yes.
they change that?
I don't know.
idea.
But because what I was doing was my 9 images, and then I was
Right.
going to do reels in addition. But now that they're showing up on my feed, some of those 9 images are going to become reels. So my feed looks pretty. Because I want my feed to look pretty. Okay, so
Right.
that may be a little bougie of me. But yeah.
I'm telling you, you might be a hippie bougie, but you're bougie.
You're a high maintenance, low maintenance girl.
Yes. There's no makeup on this face.
No, I mean, you are low maintenance, like,
I know.
personally, but like when you
when I do
you really
stuff,
look at who you are.
yeah, when I do
like,
stuff, I want it to look a certain way
I wouldn't
and
call that high maintenance. You just have high,
expectations.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I do.
a high bar.
I do. I have a very high bar for what my stuff should look like and be.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's There's nothing wrong with that.
No. So.
Okay,
Oh
so that was one of your goals is consistency, and you're focused, hyper-focused. I'd say hyper-focused on
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm really taking
That's a
this
good
time that I don't have any freelance work because everyone's on break right now to really get that into a process so that when the work does come in, I can balance the two. Because that's always been my struggle is balancing the two.
Smart.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
And what are you focused on? What's your goals for this year? Oh,
Well,
I'll
we
show
kind of
you your
touched.
goals.
Write it down. I mean, I am
Writing
gonna work more on my RachelBellArt.com. Work on the SEO on that. Upload my pictures because we were moving my office around a little bit because I got a Cricut for Christmas. Yay! Put one more thing in my studio, so I had to move my bookshelves out. And in the meantime, I had all these art on the shelves drying in some certain way, and John's like, what do you have a lot of artwork. I'm like, I know. So I need to get that up and going. But the other thing is for Bubbly Bibbly, the other podcast that I do, my reading, is to help get that up and going too. So because it's so different though. Such a different audience.
What do you mean up and going?
Not up and going, but like monetizing and just like getting it over that little hump of where we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we have consistent downloads, but it's like I want it to grow, get over the hump of where we are a little bit.
Because your one of your end goals is to eventually have like
A bookstore.
Bookstore.
I'd like to have a Bubbly Bibbly bookstore.
That'd be cute.
That'd be very cute.
So you're also working on a vision board, like an actual.
A vision board. I know. This is something Julie's got me going, and I can do it because I've done it before.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I need to put it on paper.
You need to dream it out.
I do.
Dream it out. Mm-hmm.
And put it into work. But I love the idea of, and we said, and I wrote it down. I actually wrote it down. But like pretty much live it like it's happening.
Yeah.
Or it's already happened.
Yeah,
It's happened. I already have the
live
bookstore.
into what it is.
It's just online. It's not brick and mortar yet.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that because it is a shift in thinking. And I can even do that now with my artwork too. Like I can see it more complete. Does that make sense on this side of it?
I mean, in my mind, like your bookstore and the art eventually kind of culminate together, and your podcast into this really neat brick and mortar with potential for
highlighting other
art studio kind of thing in the back, and then you got your podcast station, and people are sitting around drinking their coffee or beverage of choice, reading a fabulous book, and
maybe have a cat in there or something.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know you like cats.
I've had cats, yes. We love cats. I've had dogs too, but I don't know if maybe a dog would be all right.
If they're brought up in it, it's fine.
Yeah, hypoallergenic, like a little Bichon, and that way people can...
Bichon.
Yeah.
They're cute. And white. She would go with the bookstore.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. With a little pink bow.
Yes. Oh, yep. It has to be a girl, so you can put little pink party hats on her.
And you can name her Belle.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, John. She's coming home with a
Bichon.
Bichon. She's coming home with a puppy.
It'd be in the Bubbly Bibbly bookstore and meet Belle the mascot.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be so cute.
That'd be so cute. But yeah, I mean, and there's a lot to it. I mean, it's not like, I don't even know if I'll get the bookstore this year but
it doesn't matter when.
Yeah.
But it's like that mind shift. You know, I've been doing that with myself as well. I
like the mind shift. When you said that the other day when we were meeting at lunch, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Live like,
and that's part of my consistency
like it's happened,
too.
It's here.
Just, it's just shifting your mind.
Wow.
Dreaming. It's already it's not a dream anymore because it's already happened.
Right.
I'm in that moment.
Yeah, I love that. It's given me a lot of ideas. But not just for Bubbly Bibbly, but to take over on into Rachel Bell Art.
Right.
Too.
And how do you combine the two? And do you want them combined? And what does that look like if they're not, if they are?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Very good.
But the whole idea of the mind shift, maybe that's my word for this year.
Mind shift.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of don't suck, maybe it's just
Yeah, it's
a
like
mind.
I'll tell you what I tell my husband.
or
No
just being
negativity.
mindful or shifting. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You just gotta put it, even if it is, because don't suck is negative. I'm sorry.
Right, it is.
It has a negative connotation
does.
to
You're implying that you suck.
right.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm not a believer in doing anything that is negative.
That's true. I like the mind shift.
Mhm.
I like that. That is so good.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So,
Alright.
okay, I'm going to have you break it down a little bit more because, I do that. So, what are you going to actually do to adjust your SEO on your website so that people can find you better?
I'm going to. Everything's tagged pretty well, but I haven't tagged Rachel Bell Art
Yeah.
What do you mean tag?
And the alt tags.
in the alt tags
Okay.
and on behind because I'm in Shopify,
Mm-hmm.
and so everything is like labeled. I'll just say labeled for the. But if you guys, pretty much everyone we know or is listening either has an Etsy or Shopify or has their own website. So, it's the tags.
Yeah.
And so SEO, make sure that they're all tagged correctly and tag myself. I think I don't have that tagged.
What do you mean tag yourself?
RachelBellArt.com. Like that needs to be in there so that everything.
Yeah, and that's what I did to change the Julie McCullough problem.
So where did you do that? Like
on the backside. So like say you're uploading a new picture to your site and whatever it is, you upload it, and then when you're putting it into your shop, WooCommerce or whatever, there's a things like description. So you need to put in there whatever picture, a heart picture by Rachel Bell.
so those
art.com.
keywords people are going to search on.
Right.
Pink heart or whatever. Say it's a pink heart. Pink heart by Rachel Bell Art, whatever. And it's on, and you describe it on whatever ampersand, 8x8, whatever. And then when you go down, there's tags or alternate.
Yeah, I know on my
ID,
WordPress site it's alt tags or
alt tags, and then there's also tags, and so you repeat. And so you put like, say we're doing something for this podcast and we've uploaded it, so we're going to do goals 2024, blah blah blah, this and that. Anything that someone is going to be Googling to find something about 2024 goals.
Right. Because Google doesn't read pictures.
Yeah.
So you have to
alt
tell
tag, that's
them,
Right.
Yeah, you have to tell them what you're looking at, and so I need to make sure that I'm listed in there. Artwork.
Well, you may want to do
painting.
kind of what I did to make a shift for Julie McCullough. When you put Julie McCullough in Google, is I put Jules McCullough, I put Julie McCullough, I put I put something else. There were like 3 or 4 different things I put. So you may want to put like Rachel Bell Art, Rachel Harshenko, Rachel H.
Yeah.
All
Rach H, all
and
that.
spell Rachel both ways.
You spell it wrong and right.
Right. Yes. In order to help
That's a good
Google
idea.
see that if somebody puts in
Something.
Rachel with an AEL at the end, that
That's a good idea
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to do with the Julie McCullough to slowly. I'll never be on the
Right.
top of the
It's
first
hard.
page because of her, but I'm getting closer. I'm no
Yeah,
longer
you're-
on page 12. I show up, I think, on page 2 now.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's good.
But it took a year. It took over a year to do
Yeah.
that.
So I think I'm going to do that, and then I don't know, look into, because I have not done anything consistently with that, and what you're doing in Instagram is like inspiring me to look at it, because right now all I have is a Facebook with it,
Right.
and instead maybe shift that to Instagram.
Yeah,
That
I
might
can-
be something I want to do.
Yeah. I would. because I think that's where most people are going to go to find art is on Instagram. They're not going to go on Facebook. Facebook, I think, is more for the everyday, what's happening in my life sort of thing. At least this is my perspective. But
yeah, I mean, I haven't done much on Facebook because I'm like, no one's going to, unless they're.
And I only, if I want to look at silly videos or something, I don't look on it. Facebook or on Instagram. I go to TikTok because I don't want my Instagram to become full of silly video stuff,
Right. Yeah, same. So I do find that I am looking more on, looking and scrolling more on Instagram than anything else.
Yes.
80% more.
Yeah.
A lot more. So that's just kind of where I'm at. What are you thinking about doing, girl? Stephanie?
All right, so
because this one's going long.
Yeah. Well, I have two main focuses. One is to max out my art classes, the oil painting classes, and I've started another new class I'm playing with where it's just paint by numbers. So people come in and no experience required, paint by number.
I think that's going to end up taking off.
I love that.
I love that idea.
I hope so. I mean, it's a great gift idea. So far, the people that are going to be there next week, a lady bought it for them as a gift.
That is an awesome, that's a great gift idea.
I'm going to do that. And then the pet portraits, 1 to 2 pet portraits per month.
Which you're killing.
Yeah, so far so good. And then we're building the Instagram for our Artists Soar podcast.
Correct.
So we started getting that hooked up on Social Bee, and that's the Social Bee is the scheduling platform that I know I use.
I use it.
Do you use it?
I'm not. No.
Okay. So we use it just to schedule, and it feeds from all of our programs.
Yes.
And
love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing.
Love it.
I love the AI features on it too.
Yes, I do too. It's helped me tremendously.
Yeah. So those are that's all that I really have. I've got some sub goals, but I think I'm just relaying those to more, again, going back to maximizing my classes.
Yeah.
So my sub goal this month is to focus on applying for this particular grant. And so in theory, that grant will then pay for some things to help advertise and get some materials and things like that for the class. But that's kind of about it. I'm just going to pick a little focus each month to bring that works towards those two main things.
Yeah, I think that's, I'm trying to break stuff into baby steps.
Yeah.
You're good at doing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to the way that I used to do stuff and break it all back down.
Yeah.
It's one step at a time.
Because otherwise it just gets overwhelming.
Well, exactly. And if you think about it, we don't start off running.
Yeah.
We start one step at a time until we can take 10 steps, and then, So I'm trying to constantly remind myself of that, because it's so easy to look at the other shiny objects, or, oh, maybe I should do this. Oh, maybe I should do that. I'm like, no, I want to refine my process. I want it to be so refined that I don't have to think about what do I need to do next. No, I finish the art. I make the images. I, do all these different things. And I think that's what you're trying to do too.
Yeah, but I still have all these other things that I lose. I don't know if I lose focus, but I just don't finish.
Yeah, I think we all have that though.
I
mean, I have a ton of stuff that I don't finish.
Like that pile over there, and it's not a pile. It's just 2 paintings.
I was going to say, you have 2 paintings.
But those both need to be scanned and uploaded, and which then will lead me to my first page on my website needs to be updated. It hasn't been updated in so long, which you reminded me of, Julie, when we first started this episode. I went, oh, snap, in my head. That's another thing I need to do because it hasn't been addressed. So everything starts to snowball, and I even wrote to myself either this morning or last night. It's been a long day already. But I wrote to myself that you got to hone it back. Is it going to, whatever I do, is it going to move the needle on these two things that I want?
Right. And that's what I mean by the baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because is it going to move that needle? Yes or no? And if it isn't, then okay, when I get to it, I get to it.
Yeah. Write it down, and maybe I'll do it later. I don't know.
That's why it all goes in ClickUp.
Yeah. I know. I've gone back to my ClickUp just to remind myself what I've done in the past.
Yeah.
Because I was having a conversation, and I think this was another one of those potential rear off and take a really sharp right turn to the middle of nowhere conversation.
Oh no.
And because I was talking with a person that I might be bringing on to handle some things that I just don't have time for, and it's going to be all the things that I hate doing.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're listening, but yeah. But it's starting this conversation, and it's a great idea. And I think it's something that I'll eventually pursue, but it's not right now.
Yeah.
And that's going in the not right now list. NRN. NRK. Not right now. NRN. Which one is it? NRN. Not right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was thinking no.
Yeah.
So not right now. And because when I go back to my ClickUp and I see all these things that I started and never finished, the research, like the research is good, but I didn't take the next step.
Right.
What to do with that research. So those are all NRN, not right now.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. And I say way too much. I've been listening to that in this podcast. I got to stop that.
I was going to say the thing your research doesn't really have anything to do with your pet portraits. You already know all that. You know, your classes, you don't really...
You know all that stuff already.
You know all that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that, doing more research isn't going to help you right now.
Right. Well, interesting. So I was talking to a girl yesterday because I was looking at tables. You know, I think we talked about that. I don't know.
On a previous episode, yeah.
Yeah, to prepare for more students in my class, and even to do those paint and sip type of parties, to have more people in there. Anyway, I talked with her. She started out in Low Mill in a very small studio, just doing her pottery, and then moved into a bigger space, which I think I'm actually in one of those bigger spaces. I'm not sure. Anyway, she moved into a much bigger space. Now she's in probably the largest space inside Low Mill, and she's getting to move out of that and taking it to an even bigger level. So when I think about her, she started off really small and progressively moved. And I'm super curious if this was her final intention or it just evolved, and she took those baby steps just to grow it a little bit,
Right.
And now she's going to take it outside a Low Mill because she's grown
right.
bigger than that.
Oh,
and
well, that's good for her.
That's a good conversation. We need to have her on to talk about that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Terry?
Yeah,
that would be
great.
Well, I'll talk with her because she's an amazing what she's doing, and I'm not sure if she's done it through grants. I know she's had some grants, and I know she's just a really hard worker.
Oh yeah, she's always there working.
And the ideas that she comes up with.
Yeah, good for her.
I'd love to have her on here.
Yeah. We need to have her on. It'd be fun to have somebody local on too.
Yeah, it'd be a very good value add to our audience.
So as you can see, I have to constantly come back. What are my two?
You're not the only one though. I mean, we all have to. I was going through the rabbit hole we were discussing with reels and stuff. That's not where I started. I was looking at something else.
But I think that rabbit hole's going to help me because I can go there and get whatever for $5 and pull that into my pet portrait.
Right.
And create these reels
exactly.
real quick.
Right.
Or the class program
real
quick.
Yep.
It's another tool in our arsenal.
Right, exactly.
There you
go.
So
it ended up being a good rabbit hole I was going down, but I was going to add I was going to add another path that I don't need to be adding.
Yeah.
To stay on my focus. I need to get one thing working like a well-oiled machine first instead of 10.
Well, you guys need to let us know what your focus is for this year. What are some of your goals, and how are you going to go about achieving them, and what are you doing about it? We would love to hear from you. And until next time. Thanks for listening to Artists Soar,
A podcast for artists by artists. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us at hello@artistssoar.com.
And be sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts so that you can get more of us and we can bring in some sponsors to help you and help us.